All right, I just got out of the theater of the Odyssey, and let me go ahead and tell you that thing was like a 9 out of 10 for me, probably a 10 out of 10. Starting from the beginning, every actor and actress hit their marks perfectly, dude. This was a dream come true for someone who loves Greek history, loves tales of epics, loves the Odyssey. This movie hit pretty much every single point that I was really hoping that it would. Everything looked great. Everything sounded great. I was sitting in the back of the theater. This thing was jam packed full of people. And let me tell you, it was worth it. It was worth it. Was the Odyssey good? Yes. Yes. 100 times yes. We'll go over stuff real quick. I don't want to go over the entire thing because it was 3 hours long. But I will say this. If you're interested at all in going to see this movie, go see it. Go see it. It doesn't matter if you're watching it in IMAX or if you're watching it on a regular screen. You need to watch this movie. It is that good. All right, let's go ahead and start from the top. Um, Temeculus was fantastic. I loved seeing the, start of the story kind of pick up, kind of give you a little bit of an explanation on what we're about to get into, especially with people who haven't read the Odyssey. In fact, I saw it with somebody who hadn't read the Odyssey and was like, this was a really, really good time. Everything was explained to me perfectly. When we jump into the start of Odysseus's journey and we immediately hit the Cyclops whenever it's a flashback scene, holy smokes. I mean, chef kiss, man. That was by far the best recreation of a Cyclops I've ever seen. Holy moly. I don't know how they did what they did there, but that whole cave scene genuinely put fear in my heart. The props team did amazing. Okay, there I really, really felt everything about this. I was chilled to my bones. Um, they get out obviously just like the story. And there's one thing I want to talk about. Odysseus. Odysseus is just kind of like aura farming this entire movie. Low key, probably one of the coolest protagonists to a film ever. Whenever they're running around, they're leaving the Cyclops' lair. He turns around, and draws his bow, and fucking pops him right in the eye as he's leaving. Just because, the Cyclops killed a bunch of their men. I thought that was awesome. We flash forward a little bit. He's still on the island with Calypso, so we get to talk to him and kind of go through his memory of what the fall of Troy was like from inside the horse. He gets to talk about his comrades drowning in the first couple of tides because they built the horse kind of semi erect, so it's kind of just sticking out of the sand a little bit. But the Trojans come and then they stab Sinon. It was, dude, I'm not even kidding. Probably the most immersed I've ever been in a film, bar none. This was amazing. Amazing cinematography, amazing music. The first person that we actually get to see in the film is Travis Scott, which I don't know why I waited until right now to bring up, but Travis Scott is the first person that we see. Travis Scott killed his role, also killed his song at the end. Let's get back on track. We see the fall of Troy. We see the giants afterwards, which, again, fantastic. The moving forest looked great. I thought it would kind of look a little bit like cheesy, especially because, it's kind of hard to choreograph a fight scene where things are moving in the foreground and background, but this was fantastic. After this, they leave Odysseus on a beach, and he's basically calling it a mutiny, but no, no, no. This is actually where Cersei turns all the men into pigs, and he's walking up, and we get to see the lion, the jaguar, and the puma. Very cool stuff. I mean, this is all just like, oh man, if you're a Greek nerd, you're going crazy for stuff like this. She tells Odysseus that he's pretty much the only one that's gonna live, and everyone else is gonna die because they're pigs. And that's why she turned them into pigs, is because that's just their human nature. They want to be stealing everything. They want to be doing all of everything except for, being good men. So she tells them that they have to sail to Hades, which, again, I was really hoping that we would get a little bit more of the underworld than what we got, which, fair enough. I mean, to pull that out of left field would have been crazy. But seeing the underworld, or like the entrance to the underworld, was fantastic. Seeing Agamemnon, his armor, all the fallen soldiers that are like covered in soot and grime and crawling out of the dirt, kind of like a George Romero film. It was really, really, really cool to see. Um, they tell him, the oracle tells him about the trials that he's about to go through. They're about to sail through a whirlpool and a sea monster, and if he tells his people that they're gonna die, then he's gonna like ruin the prophecy. And Odysseus is the only person that's able to survive. So, he's Odysseus is kind of tasked to hold this information that, you know, would save lives of other people, but also put him in a really dangerous spot. He also tells him, he warns him about Apollo's Isle and not, murdering the cows and eating them, otherwise everybody's gonna die. Guess what happens? Those goobers eat the cows, and then immediately they get taken out back by Poseidon and put down like dogs. We see more of Calypso, who's played by Charlize Theron, and the Calypso Odysseus kind of back and forth that goes throughout the entire movie almost. Legitimately so good, I almost forgot what happened at the end of their interaction, where he starts to remember a little bit more about his home and his family and that he's been gone for years. And I really thought that they were going to show him getting a little bit more angry, but he was more just determined to get home, which, fair enough. We're kind of trying to move the story along at this point. But holy moly, man. Whenever he comes home, that's when the emotion all really starts to hit for me. Odysseus comes home, and obviously Agamemnon tells him about the time that he was betrayed when he came home. Good looks. W-coms by the man, honestly. So he comes home, and he's dressed as a beggar. He sees Tom Holland, who's his son Temecula, excuse me. And, obviously his son recognizes him. He goes to his dog, kind of got a little bit of a tear out of me. It was nice to see, his hunting dog, recognize Odysseus when he came back home. Then we saw the trial of Penelope whenever he got home. So we got to see Robert Pattinson's character. We got to see all the other suitors that were in the movie that were trying to, bang Odysseus' wife, finally fail at the trial of Penelope. And then obviously Odysseus comes up, just fucking sinks that thing immediately. Fight scene goes on and Odysseus kicks ass, man. I mean, Matt Damon is just still one of the greatest out there, man. I have to say it. I'd have to say it. Anyways, I'm trying not to go into like too deep of spoilers because, I mean, obviously this is the Odyssey. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people have read it. So I just want to kind of wrap it all up and say this movie to me, I know I said a 9, 10 out of 10. I'd have to probably say like a 9.5 out of 10. I think that I don't think it was a perfect movie, so I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10. But I will say that this probably tops Obsession for my favorite movie of the year. That is for sure. I just wanted to come. I just want to come on camera and tell you guys my opinions on it because I just got out of the theater, and let me tell you, I'm probably gonna go see this movie again by the end of the summer. We'll see, but I would suggest everybody go see this movie. 9.5 out of 10 is my nut rating, and yeah, that's pretty much all from me. Bye, guys. I'm back. I have more thoughts after I took a shower, and I woke up after a good sleep, as you can tell by the light outside. Who would have thought? White man with beard likes Greek mythology movie. But if we're going back, I want to talk about a couple things. The dialogue. I've seen a lot of people talk about the dialogue, how he doesn't say father, he says dad. Him being Tom Holland, excuse me, calling Odysseus his dad and not his father. Bro, grow up. I do not care. The dialogue was fantastic. It all kept me super sucked in. Like I said, the movie was probably the most immersive thing I've ever seen this year. Probably tops Obsession for me, okay? Again, Christopher Nolan, I need 12 more of these movies. I need the 12 Herculean tasks from you. I need all of the Greek mythology by Christopher Nolan next year, man. That's what I need. I am a big Greek and Roman nerd, and this satisfied me to the nth degree, all right? I just had to jump out of the shower. I was literally sopping wet, threw on clothes, and had to come say this, okay? All right, that's it. Peace. And one more thing. Go follow twitch.tv/rsneakynut. The best way to watch a Sneaky Nut stream.